Jerry wins it. So hey, I just commented the knife round. That was kind of fun. Yeah, clutch up Jerry is what they actually call them. So FORZE, you know what? I don't consider myself much of an expert, but I am an expert. Obviously, FORZE is going to want to start on their CT side, Scriv. Whew. But will SG.PRO run into the same issue that they did last time on Train, where their CT side was hit or miss? Their CT side was their bread and butter.
All right, well, getting into the action here, as we do indeed have those sides picked out. Makes sense here. See what the buy is, see what the game plan is. Over on the SG.PRO side particularly, I think we saw a B rush from them on their T side yesterday, so I wouldn't be surprised with the 2 flashes and the molly if we see the same thing here again. Quick shout out, of course, to LootBet, our betting sponsor here for the Malta Vibes. You can use the banner below the Twitch channel to get 10 free spins, €100 bonus on the deposit. Beautiful stuff, nice and simple. And yeah, be sure to get amongst it, because I mean, there's an awful lot of Counter-Strike going on at the moment. You want to be getting bit of money put on things, perhaps, if you're into it. I have to say, I'm not. Mainly, you know, conflict of interest and all that.
Yeah.
Either way, flashes coming in over the top here. Nice shots from Exapower landing, as he will take down one. They've opted to fight against the USPs, and it hasn't gone well initially. Ooh, there we go. They're all softened up, though. Kirei and Sinator coming in with a couple, and flanking kills being denied. It's all falling apart here for FORZE. Deep little Molotov coming in. Face crack, no armor for him. He does have that smoke and a kit. It's going to be hard to make it back into the site here. I think he has a vague idea of where these guys are at, but surely they just find the trade onto him at best. He's going to have to be so quick, so crisp. Yeah, and there it is, right? Needs that instant headshot so that he doesn't get overwhelmed and it just doesn't happen for him. So, SG.PRO going to get the pistol on the board. It was certainly an interesting start for me, Keith. I think fighting those USPs with Glocks is very risky, but they make it work.
I'm just going to take a peep into what they did last time on Train. I am wrong, Scriv. Partially. They were able to get 6 rounds on their T side, and it was almost enough. I think SG.PRO, if they can get again 6 rounds on their T side, starting with this pistol, is ideal. And so far, they are on the right path. They are on the correct path. But the force buy from FORZE, of course, is going to make an appearance. Double scouts, a deagle, and a flanking 5-7. SG.PRO have trapped themselves in towards these ladder positions. They're going to try to get out. Sinator with the opening pick. Make it a double. He is been the man for SG.PRO. And this force buy from FORZE will find not even a single point of damage. It's Exapower and Almazer looking to get out and save, because the scout's armor and everything is all they have now going into the next round. SG.PRO, if they can keep this flawless, Scriv, wow, this is a great start for them. And I am very curious, because we touched upon the similarities between these two teams. How much does SG.PRO know about FORZE? You gotta think they've watched a lot of their demos. FORZE, one of the best Russian teams, all Russian teams in the top 30 right now. And honestly, with continued upsets, you gotta think these SG.PRO boys look up to them and watch some of their VODs. So this is gonna be spicy. This is gonna come down as soon as rifles come out, Scriv. I think we're going to see some cool balance and back and forth and some counter plays. I am ecstatic.
I don't know. I think for me, the question is, you know, does it go the other way? Have FORZE watched some of the SG.PRO stuff? Not necessarily to kind of learn from them. I mean, maybe there are certain things you can employ to your own game, but mainly to learn about them, right? And how they approach the game. Because I think that's the main thing for me here, again, in this best of one to open us up. They do need to be very careful not to get overwhelmed and not to be knocked down into that kind of lower elimination best of 3, right? And it is a bit of a long run back as well. You lose this first best of 1 and you have 2 best of 3s to play to keep yourself alive, as it were. So it is certainly a little bit of a harsh one. There you go, the odds up on your screen. It is only just in favor of FORZE by the looks of things. So, a little close, according to the bookies.
Honestly, and I can't blame them for that, because SG.PRO, I would put Simon at FORZE level, right? With SG.PRO being as close as they were yesterday, I could see why it might be a little level.
Yeah.
But then you have to take in consideration FORZE and Train, the names they've been playing lately. It's just the little slight difference in competition where I think it sets FORZE apart. Besides the fact they're in the top 30 in the world. I guess that probably helps. But here we go. X-Power up in hand now, Scriv. Looking to be that man in the pregame that we talked him up to be. And without Mazer playing Cloud with an AUG, they're going to be playing retake in towards B. Flint 2 will be on the AUG train. And there's the first kill from Mazer. Flint does not want to get caught off guard. There is a player pushing all the way through. It's Vayne to top red. He's missed his chance. His moment has been caught. And he will backpedal now, Scriv. This retake, you know they're going to come with full force.
Yeah, looking good for them. There's some deep positions here from the T side, which can always be a bit scary. As you see, they just peek out. Great little smoke coming in. Oh, that's unfortunate for Fame. My goodness, and 3 very quick kills coming in there for the CT side. Gonna leave RU Fire all by himself. He's being watched by the AWP. Not a chance. And FORZE will pick up the first rifle round pretty damn cleanly. They are not afraid to let the B bomb site fall there, as their retake is almost flawless. To be honest, you know, they lose 1 player and that's it. But yeah, really well done by the CT side there. And immediately SG.PRO going to have their confidence knocked in the first rifle round.
That retake was practiced. I was trying to think the best way to word it, but I think practiced is the best word. They have so much trust in Mazer and Cloud with that AUG to just cut down the lanes, not die, live through the push. Vayne misses his chance there, and they just convert it with beautiful peaks and well-timed fights. SG, saving grace, buy right back. Kais can get his op this time around to try to fight exit power, try to work a pick. And it seems like SG.PRO are very heavily set towards these upper B halls defaults. They don't mind it. They love getting control here, at least to start this. This is the exact same round. They're running it back, Scriv. The exact same execute with fake towards outside. Mazer backside with the AK. He'll double in. Bomb is dropped. A huge kill from Dire, but maybe too late. The molly to force face crack off and hamper those players behind him. As the op will get lit up, it's Dire to continue to fight. He'll press forward till he'll die. And it is Kais for 1, but RU Fire coming through Z with no bomb planted and 3 players to find. I am not liking it. And face crack was all over the timing for that. FORZE will hold off once more. Yes, they lose 1 extra player than last time, but they handled it exactly like they did last time, Scriv.
Yeah, they're looking really good, eh? Straight out of the gate here with the rifles in hand. Very clean indeed. And it is somewhat scary early on for the T side of things. Last buy available for a bit of time if they lose this one out as well. So something's got to change here very early on, as they will opt to go for a speedy round outside. We saw how effective this was yesterday against Simon. Senator going to open up. How will FORZE respond? This is the gotcha play. This is the, you know, caught with your pants down kind of deal. We'll manage to trade 1 back. Still looking good for the T side. Almas is in a great position with this AUG. Love to see FORZE, you know, kind of pulling the AUGs out in certain situations and making them work well. Flit holding Ivy solidly as well. And sure, they get this initial control, but they're not really able to make it past Sandwich, past E-Box. On the SG.PRO side of things, they're now a man down, and it does seem that they have been kept at bay by the CT side. Oh, he says, and then RU Fire hits a clean one like that. Not going to be enough, though, by the looks of things. Okay, RU Fire coming alive here. 2k in for him, and up against the double AWPs now. It's not like the low HP is really going to affect him that negatively. Going to back away and get the bomb. What's the plan? Are they going to move to B? I think they are. They are indeed. So this suddenly looks a little more doable. There is extra power here on the AWP. Timing going to be everything. Just he looks away from heaven. RU Fire drops. This could make all the difference, Keith.
He has the timing, the spacing, and the drop on exit power. He's going to walk around Red Train. Dire has bomb towards outside, so RU Fire wants to kill this B player, force the A player off. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I hung on for a minute. And RU Fire will pick up the op. He's low on HP. And as Flint will flank Z, not a terrible idea. They're even gonna plant somewhat for Heaven, I think, for RU Fire. Flint gonna quickly figure out, it's not B, that sucks. Has to come in now through Z, kit in hand, smoke on top of it. But do they give him the first fight? Is he successful? Oh, he spots RU Fire going towards Heaven. Quick shot in from Flint. Smoke onto the bomb now, trying to force out Dire. As Flint will go top sight, spot the head of Dire. Flash out, he's shooting from the ladder. He's a madman, and Flint just gets on the bomb. He'll scope up. Dire's nervous. Defuse in. Yes, sir. Flint, what a clutch. He might not be able to find Dire, but that's another one for FORZE.
Magic. Absolute magic right now from the CT side. It is a little close there. But they are looking very, very strong, right? I think this is certainly what we expected from them. A lot more prepared for this style of play than Simon were yesterday, right? And whatnot. So it's looking pretty damn good. SG.PRO have taken a few names over in the 9 to 5, but FORZE in the Malta vibes are not going to be falling to that same fate by the looks of things. Orb shot's missing. Bit of a shame. Big nade damage onto Keys, though. So forced away here. Base Crack will take down Senator. That's the opener that I think they were looking for, really. Once again, SG.PRO on the back foot. It does seem to be a bit of an uphill battle for them at the moment. Doing their best, but always seem to be having to come back from losing a man or two early on, to be honest. And maybe if that stops, they'll find life a bit easier. But as we've talked about an awful lot covering this team, they like to take the fights. They like to fight fire with fire. And it's just not working against FORZE right now. Yeah, RU Fire trying to walk out, right? No flash for that angle or anything. It's just not going to work against FORZE.
No, these guys know how their CT angles, and they love when Exit Power gets free picks. Now, they may lose Flint, but they still have a two-man advantage. Face Crack top ladder finally gets up there and will get punished for it. But Dire alone, they've only able to trade out 2 players from FORZE, and he's on 17 HP, and who else other than Exit Power? Did he just get 4 kills? He did. Ladder, Ivy, he was everywhere. And that is the absolute beast that is Exit Power. And I do, Scriv, want to throw some facts your way. Did you know Hellcase is the biggest and most known case opening website with almost 100 cases, Scriv? You know that? Do you know that? They even updated the case battle, upgraded dozens of giveaways per month, and unique features. You won't get bored with Hellcase. Use promo codes to save more and grab what you deserve. Use Malta Vibes 15. That's Malta AV 15. 15% refill bonus, Scriv. Amazing.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've got again the Twitch banners and all up in the chat. Pay attention to it. Get spinning. Get winning. Yo. Ooh. Either way, I'm kind of happy with that one. Either way, it's a little close here, Keith, when they're just on the Deegs and whatnot. Not expecting too much from SG.PRO, and they've brought it down to a 2 versus 2. Senator's retrieved an AWP. This could get messy if timing works out for him here. He knows that there's a player on this bomb train, but Almazir is just so slippery. Oh my goodness. Will eventually take him down, though. It works out in the end, and now Exit Power, the hero of the last round, the hero of the game, it feels like, for FORZE in a lot of these situations, is going to have to pick up the 1 versus 2. Manages to find the first, but Senator has somewhat escaped him. Really has no idea where he's gone. Down to the P250 so he can take some close range fights, clear some close range angles. And I think from this kind of an angle, he could maybe get a smoke and go for a ninja defuse, which is maybe what he's going to go for. Senator is kind of prepared for it, but not quite. And the Deagle, not the best weapon to find this either. Yeah, just wildly spraying around, and it's just not good enough. Maybe if he'd have stuck to one angle, he could have found it, but not going to be the case, because I think his first bullet landed.
Yeah.
But in the end, not happening. There you go, Hellcase. They got 2 codes, bro. They got Malta V.
Round 9 freeze time, Scriv. I got played.
All right. All good, though. Okay. You see the codes there.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You know what, though? I am quite impressed with my reading comprehension, though. I think I improvised nicely, Scriv, And after my reading performance, I think I am going to consider getting into the plays. I think I'd make like a good lion in maybe like a Lion King, or if we do like Wizard of Oz, maybe like the lion or the little short guy who looks really big behind the yeah. I honestly, I'm ready for my stage life.
I would be down. I actually played the lion in the Wizard of Oz when I was
really
when I was like 9.
This is amazing.
And I was
See, I didn't know this.
Absolutely terrified. Absolutely. Which is funny because that's the character, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
who's supposed to not?
You know,
be terrified, right?
you have to sing your song and everything, and oh man, I was like, bro, I can't sing it, and they were like, okay, well, you can speak it, don't worry. So yeah, it was all good. Because the thing is, as well, the girl playing Dorothy was like amazing, and she was like 10. You know what I mean? So it's really scary to follow up on that.
Yeah. Oh, Face Crack doing his best Dorothy impression, pushing into T-Con. I don't know why Dorothy would be on train pushing T-Con, but maybe this round that's what's happening. Face Crack making work happen, but it's SG.PRO this time to trade around. Force's aggression comes at a cost this time around, Scriv. They get out traded in T-Con. They've lost the Ivy battle because look who's creeping. And I think RU Fire is going to wait for Fame to find a pick. But this counterplay from FORZE, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way they expect both players to be towards ladder. RU Fire, he's in trouble. How does he get out here? Oh, with great timing. That's how. Oh, another great timing. That's free. Oh, that timing was unreal.
Luckiest son of a gun you've ever seen. However, will he expect Almeza to kind of have followed in his footsteps? Quick flank coming in from the lone CT, and RU Fire, he has a bit of an idea. Oh, but flicks across. That looked like from the crosshair placement that he was getting prepared, you know, to swing onto Pop Dog. But hey, he gets the best timing of his life. He hits a nut shot. That's exactly what SG.PRO needed to springboard them back into, well, actually a chance to take the lead. If you look at the money here from FORZE, it's pretty much non-existent. Exapower has enough for a glass cannon or a scout alongside it. I think a few deagles and an MP9. So really not ideal for the CT side at all. And that is a hell of a clutch coming through.
Oh, Jerry. He's a man of aggression. Was able to catch off that player there. As SG.PRO smoked off. And keep an eye on Exapower with his op. Looking to deal some damage. What? Where did that bullet go? Guys is lucky to be alive. SG.PRO now looking to hit this outer yard. Jerry close up with that 5-7. A great trade from the SG boys. His Face Crack with the scout. It's hopeful that Kai's will walk out. Instead, it's Flint to find him. All the while, the Lurker and RU Fire has cleared their B site. And you know where they're headed. Yeah, they're heading straight back to this B site. The bomb's on Daire's back. Senator just fighting till he dies. And I don't like Flit's odds here. And he's broken his leg, so they know where he is. That is a sad face moment.
Well, there you are. SG.PRO. Looking good. Evening things back up, and this is kind of the worrisome thing, right? FORZE have looked a lot better with the rifles in play. A lot of the rounds have come close, though, and clearly it has had a negative impact in the end. And then we come back into this situation where, you know, SG.PRO picking up the pistol really helps them out. And they're going to keep on knocking at this door. 5 rounds already on the T side, Keith, is a pretty decent position to be in, I feel. Especially with what you were saying, you know, yesterday it was the T side that was a little weaker. It was more the CT side, and I think I'd be inclined to agree. They like to get aggressive, but their individual prowess, right, across the board is so bloody good that they're just able, you know, to take these fights and win the aim duels and whatnot. And again, is that something FORZE are going to be ready for?
Yeah, and if I remember, their economic decisions at times is what's questionable on the CT side. We'll see if that's going to come into play once they get over there. But they've already hit that 6 mark, right? I'm kind of writing this round off. Maybe I shouldn't with Exapower still alive with an op. But I'm kind of already moving to SG.PRO hitting that 6 in my mind. SG.PRO, the one difference I'm seeing so far today is they're playing very tradable. Early on, they had a lot of 1v1 fights and a lot of aggression, but so far, since about round 3 for FORZE, SG.PRO have just tightened up. Look how they're all out together. Top trains, the top red player should be tradable here. Although he jumps to his death, that was kind of ridiculous. Kind of out there. The kill feed didn't even want to register it. But hey, because they want to forget about it. And SG.PRO will as well. One player left to find in Flit. He's mollied off backside. They know where he is. Bomb can be retrieved. But yeah, SG.PRO, they've tightened up after how this game started, Scriv. Which shows to me that they're learning as they go. And perhaps that was the game plan all along, was to play a little crazy against FORZE, test the waters, and then tighten up the ship.
Mm-hmm. When it kind of stops working, I guess, right? Does make a lot of sense. And like you say, it was those economic decisions kind of hitting them pretty heavily on the Simon matchup. So that's something I feel that's pretty easy to rein in. So this is looking kind of good here. Starting to dictate the pace, looking a lot more consistent with the rifles. FORZE are in a really tough spot economically, in all fairness, which can always hold back a CT side from doing everything that they want to do. I think kind of the adaptation of a CT side is really important and makes a difference between the good and the great teams, I guess. But we'll see here. On the four-sport pistols, it seems to be more of an A-side stack from the CTs, but they'll start to rotate a player across, maybe even a few more. It is going to be a B hit, all things considered here for SG.PRO. Little bit of a fake outside. Oh, actually, that is a really cool smoke coming in from RU Fire. That is so cool. All the way across from outside T-Con. That's very cool indeed, and it forces them to take the fights here on the CT side. Can't really use the sidewalk at all to their advantage. There you go. There's a kill coming in. The bomb has been dropped in a very awkward spot here. They are trying to clean things up. Dire looking good. Sprays through the smoke, almost landing from Sinator. He's sticking around. Oh, that is crisp. Beautiful stuff. Look at that from Sinator. They are the anti-eco frags, but my goodness. He is flicking, and he is looking good.
Whew. Also, a little interesting note for this, bro, as we get to rewatch this with Sinator. The man. SG.PRO have been avoiding Ivy ever since they got crushed on that rifle round that allowed Exit Power to pick them apart. Hasn't been something they've gone back to since. They've been a very aggressive force in towards T-Con, ladder pops, B executes. But they typically don't go B until they have some sort of control or feel safe, have thrown a bit of a fake or some utility to keep these A players honest. But now it's a double ops from FORZE, which means Flit can just sit back green, he'll hold Ivy, he'll worry about T-Con. With Jerry and ladder, this allows the secondary op at Exit Power, or primary op, obviously, to rotate into Z. And he's going to do that right now. This is the backup setup from FORZE. This counters A, quick B, A hits, well, and B, B hits. Funny how that worked out, actually, in my mind. I should have reversed it. But what it leaves them exposed to is trades on Ivy. Instead, it's a trade towards outer B. X-Power will call for backup, and Kaiser, the second op, is going to be peeking into a posted Exit Power, and the double ops, so far, so good. Jerry stays into towards ladder. That's exactly what I'm talking about, with no fallback potential from SG. Unless Dire is truly an op, which is not going to be the case. He will go down, and FORZE keep 3 alive. The double ops a part of that, and they'll close the gap a little bit. They'd love 8-7, because anything SG.PRO gets past 6, for example, 7, 8, 9, is perfect for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a great spot, and like we've said, right, the fact that they were a little weaker on this T side yesterday, so really picking it up here in the best of 1, and it's a nice easy ride for them, and removes a lot of pressure if they win this. So would be very nice for them, solidifies them as a decent train team as well. With a double up setup out once again for FORZE. Now is the turning point, or at the very least it needs to be for that CT side. It's all starting to stack up, all starting to look a little too unrecoverable. They need a hell of a T-side. Oh, beautiful peek comes in from Jerry. He's not quite able to find the frags. Maybe set up face crack. Nah, not going to be the case. 4 on 3. Flit waiting patiently. No one peeking into him just yet. SG.PRO looking good. Keys with a quick one onto Extra Power. 4 versus 2. Surely they just look to save here, Keith. It's fallen apart once again. The aggression, the taking the fight style of SG.PRO has found the better of FORZE, as it will continue to do so by the looks of things for the rest of the half. They have hit a solid brick wall here on the CT side. After a really good start with the rifles, they just haven't been able to adapt in the way that SG.PRO have.
Yeah, SG.PRO have been looking really good. A strong understanding of rotates. They've worked the picks. They've been trading out FORZE, which is surprising considering how this game started with FORZE set up right, the Ivy holds, and it's just been a different look from SG.PRO since then. Round 15, we will go. Buy-ups to be had, of course. Double op still rocking on the FORZE side. And if SG.PRO can get away with 9 rounds on the T side, that is a significant improvement from what we've seen lately. And it all comes down to them, again, being tradable. They have been all within reach of each other. And here we go again, Senador. He's the man to create space. He'll get flashed to the sandwich smoke if they want to come out of this. Or just wait it out. That nade will land on him, though. He's definitely upset about that. And there's the push from Face Crack. They smoke T-Con and they try to wrap onto Olaf, and it works beautifully. Face Crack gets 2. The ladder is smoked off, and that's the change from FORZE. They fight the fire with more fire by smoking T-Con, getting aggressive, continuing to hold that ladder control. And I like that little change from FORZE. Just shame it took so long to come into effect. But are you fired? He's been fighting this B player consistently, Scriv, and he'll do it again.
He's been looking pretty good. And like I said in the pregame, he is this player who just seems to step up when there's a bit of pressure on him. That's a shame. Thought he might have been able to find extra power there, but caught in transition. Instinctively jumping up onto sidewalk cost him his life. Nice little backstab coming in from Dire, though. Not quite over just yet. It's going to be missed by extra power. It cost him his life. Keys has found Jerry. How has it come down to this, Keith? 2v1. What is happening here? What has happened, FORZE? How did they let this one slip? Flit now in the clutch situation. Gonna get the timing onto the first. Knows where the second is at. Spots him out. Gets a bit of a tag on the backside of him. Left
No bomb plant.
1 HP. Yeah, the bomb needs to be planted here. Flit creeping in with the USP. Will take him down. Thank goodness for FORZE. Should not have come that close, but it's all good. You know, getting it on the board. It's the final round of the half. They're cool with that. We'll get to see it again. The 7th round coming in for FORZE, so I don't know if that's going to be good enough. They're going to need a real good T side here.
Man. My mind is blown. I am all invested into this one. By the way, LoopBet offers 10 free CSGO spins and up to $100 Euro bonus on deposit. Just click on the banner underneath the Twitch channel, y'all. Look, scroll down a little bit. Look down, see LoopBet, click it, and you're good to rock, and you're good to roll, Scriv. Just, it's that easy, man. It's that easy. Easier than reading this. That's how easy it is to sign up.
Yeah, and I don't know if you caught him, but the odds there, my guy, now in favor
What are we looking at?
of SG.PRO a little bit.
See, no surprise. After a great T side, you think it's just going to convert to a CT side. And this time, I agree. SG.PRO have looked way better today than yesterday on that T side. And we know their CT side strength lies in the ops and their strong setups. And of course, well, the wild aggression once they go for it in towards ladder and T-Con. These guys, the one thing they lack, Scriv, is fear. Sometimes that can come back and bite you, but other times it works out beautifully.
Yeah.
And honestly, we haven't really seen FORZE be like FORZE, as weird as that is to say.
But yeah, no, I definitely feel that the whole fear thing, right? I think it really affects their economic decisions, if I'm being honest. So we'll see how that goes. See if it comes back to haunt them once again, as it did in a few situations yesterday. But are you Fire going to win the fight from stop against SG.PRO, who is on that P250, looking to take that fight directly? Pistols are solid from SG.PRO, as they will find themselves a 2-man lead, now down to a 1-man lead. Certainly not impossible for the T side. P250 in the hands of another player. Flit up close with this Glock. Not able to find the second. That could have made all the difference. It's all on to Jerry. He will find the first in the 1v3. The bomb dropped in an awkward spot. He knows where the next two players are. He's not got armor, though, and he's just being tagged down slowly but surely. Fame eventually finds him. And SG will get the pistol. They will get their 9th, and they look set to really expand this lead. The lack of a bomb plant from FORZE means that they probably just eco this one. So, going to be a 10-7 before we see any kind of return from the T side.
That is facts. Kai's with the auto shotgun. Okay, screams to me like he's going ladder. FORZE, Glocks, I'd imagine, on top of the Zeus on Flit. And he, oh, Kai's actually switching up, going in towards B. Oh, this could get messy. The Molly comes in, forces them to go above him. They're gonna boost him up. Jerry, oh, absolutely destroyed. Keep in mind, these players don't have armor, so this shotgun is going to just rip them apart. Making the money, making it look pretty. Oh, the Zeus will miss. 3 HP. Guys will chase it. 4 for him. He can drop that and grab the op. And there's something just so rewarding about watching this. I don't know what it is, but it just, it's entertainment.
I mean, it is pretty fun, isn't it? Pretty fun round overall, to be honest. Either way, throwaway round from FORZE. Not expecting too much coming out from them there. They will now buy up with the AKs. An MP7, your favorite weapon, makes an appearance. Jerry knows. He knows. He's got the facts. He's got the secret source. See whether he can make good use of it here, though. Meanwhile, bit of aggression coming in from Fame. Not really rewarded for it, though. This bonus buy is pretty heavy from the CT side here, so could be great if they win it, but this is some of the economic risks we were talking about. Would love to see another rifle here, particularly because the XM10's in play. But we'll see. This is the kind of round, if they win, amazing, great decision. If they lose, you look back to it and you kind of question why they did it.
Well, they trade out the MP9. The one burden about that is the MP9 got a kill. They're kind of hoping they could avoid that. And is he peeking? Are you Fire's peeking this with an MP9? He's going to get close. He's closed the gap. X-Power, beautiful crosshair placement. Does he convert it into 2? The 1. That was deadly close for X-Power. Now he realizes, okay, now I have the AK. I should probably back up, maybe trade with Jerry. But he's not out of the word work yet. He's not out of the guys. Wide swings him. Doesn't even want the AK. He'll go back for it. That is a terrifying peek. And as he'll flash for Dire to get out towards back bomb, the mollies will come in. Dire on what is considered a nasty off angle. Well, he's gonna go now. Will he check stop sign? Not a chance. And at FORZE will clean it up. They'll upgrade to rifles across the board. They lose an AK, but that was a bonus round for SG.PRO. The buyback gonna be even looking better than the previous round, Scriv.
Hell yeah. All right. So, indeed, we kind of look towards and question the economic decisions once again from SG.PRO. Not massively detrimental there, I suppose, but still going to give a chance in for FORZE to close this gap, and a little bit solid in terms of their own economy and whatnot. And it kind of now puts more pressure onto this round. SG.PRO need to win it, don't have a lot of cash available, etc, etc. We saw this boost up from them yesterday. Pretty nice, actually. Not a lot of teams go for that. Maybe because it leaves certain other areas vulnerable, perhaps. they have some heavy pressure at Ivy, it could be really big for them. Or the B bomb site. This is nicely done by FORZE, actually, to try and find and exploit a gap in the defense. 4 versus 4 coming in. Bomb plant looking pretty much inevitable, although the rest of the team not really moving in as yet. Face crack going to go down. A heavy rotation from the CT side. Going to isolate these players in on the B bomb site. We do have a very slow wrap coming in from Almeza. Not quite sure what Flit's doing. Jerry, though, is finding frags. Sinator has an idea, but Almeza is going to take him down. And the whole A bomb site surely now is vulnerable. Jerry in with another. RU Fire, though, in a great position to possibly drop the bomb. He will do so indeed. Oh, doesn't find Almeza, though. It was almost there. It was almost genius, but not quite. FORZE kind of bamboozling SG.PRO there, it has to be said. And, I mean, if Jerry doesn't stand strong, it's very risky. So the fact that he finds just a 1 frag, to be honest, and stays alive is pretty big. But if he goes down instantly, I think the whole jig is up, and then it's a lot harder for them to take the round.
I had a feeling this was going to turn into a bit of a brawl. Whenever FORZE play script, rarely do you see blowouts. Rarely do you see them not get into the groove and start to get the trades and look like themselves. I felt like it was inevitable that they'd eventually wake up. And they have. They have cleaned this up. They've allowed SG.PRO to get on double digits onto the CT side, pretty much thanks to their T side. And now this buy from SG.PRO will find no true damage. Gonna be tied up at 10s, Scriv. That's important. And SG.PRO are gonna have to save into the next. Are you looking for anything out of SG.PRO in particular once these weapons come back out? Maybe the op on Kai's? I mean, he's 21 and 13. I feel like he's doing everything he can, but they seem to be getting worked now. It's slowly becoming, and I'm feeling it, a typical FORZE type of game.
Yeah. I think they're just not, like, the kind of the mid-rounding and the spicy decision-making. FORZE have really read into the fact that SG.PRO are quite instinctive, quite flat with the way that they rotate. Not very skeptical, as it were, and maybe that's that no fear kind of thing coming in once again. We saw, not in the previous, but the one before, right, where the B bomb site, a couple players went in and their whole team rotated, and it left massive holes on the A bomb site. Very slowly, Almeza was able to not only work his way behind them and pick up a frag, but also figure out that there was no one on A, so they could just rotate back quite easily. So yeah, I think they're very flat, very transparent in that sense, and maybe that's something that they need to stop, or they need to be the ones in control so they can make those like quicker decisions, as it were. If they're in a 5v4 or 5v3, it's a lot easier to dedicate the right amount of people to a bomb site. Looking good here on the take towards B, though. Just a few deagles in play for the CT side. Not crazy economic decisions. They're not continuing to force and force and force as we saw them do against Simon a couple times. Dire, what's the plan here, my guy? He's letting a few of them walk past. Oh, that's awkward. Okay, there we go. Finds the 2. Surely got to be ready for this man from behind. Apparently not. And RU Fire going to fall. A couple kills come in. Nice kill bonus for Dire, to be fair. But FORZE going to regain the lead here. Looking really good on their T side once they've got the rifles out, of course, as seems to be the case here for FORZE.
I think SG.PRO are getting drawn, and this is what FORZE do with a lot of teams. They pull you into playing their style, right? They want you to take these fights. They encourage you to come take the 1v1s. They plant little traps and little treats, and they want you to go ahead and take them. They need you to push forward and try to take them. Kind of like Family Guy with Peter taking all those candies. Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy. That's what FORZE are doing to SG.PRO. Those trades, those fights, they thrive in that. More so than SG.PRO, apparently. And now, with his hit coming out, a lot of pressure. And with that smoke fading, he does do his due diligence. He's able to pick up 2 huge frags and keep that man advantage for SG.PRO. And as the smokes fade, it's more coming in from SG, who are turtled in the site, but it works out. The setups, the crossfire on the site, nothing fancy. FORZE wanted them to brawl and keep peeking, go top trains, the utility to flush them out. SG.PRO just waited out. They just stay on the site, hold each other's back, and that's exactly what you do against hit like that from FORZE.
Well, there you are. Immediately answering back once they lose the lead. They are very quick to regain it. As to be expected, I suppose, from a team like this. It does seem whenever that pressure is on and whatnot, they're able to very quickly bounce back, very quickly pull things back in their favor. But we'll see. Timeout coming in. FORZE waiting patiently. Trying to figure out what went wrong in the previous round and how they can recover back as quickly as possible, because it is pretty important, you know, to get that foot back in the door as soon as they can. We are back into the action, and we will find out the game plan, what the change is here on their T sides. Not an awful lot of cash to speak of here, Keith, by the way. Bear in mind, with all the rounds that they have accumulated, the fact that they are kind of deep into the coffers, I suppose Flit and Facecrack are pretty comfortable, but might be tough if they don't get a bomb plant here. Might be tough to buy into the next. Nice little A execute coming in, though, seems to be the answer. And then Flit creeping in through all these smokes, trying to get the catch. Will spot one at Heaven, but there's too many targets for him. Fame takes him down. That's the opener that SG.PRO so desperately needed. Kai's coming in to kind of seal the deal, solidify the fact. And now FORZE solidly on the back foot in the first kind of 30 seconds of their initial movement here. Oh, and Sinator coming in from behind. This is absolutely perfect for SG.PRO.
They have the numbers, they have the timing. They even have a little bit of team damage, but Fame will take a confident peek. Jerry is getting inched out like a pimple. Not the best graphic, but hey, that's exactly what happened. 5 players all surrounding him. SG.PRO jump up to 12. The lead maintained, Scriv. And do you see what I see? AKs across the board, double ops, fat stacks of cash. FORZE will have to expend and use all of theirs. This round is pivotal. This round will tell the next couple chapters, at least.
Yeah, this one's a bit of a tough decision, I think, from FORZE, if I'm being honest, in the sense that they just don't really have evened up economy, so they kind of have to go for it. And a couple of their players do indeed suffer, right? Almazer on the Deeg. SG.PRO will get the AWP across from Flit, who I guess was going for it based on his spawn. Nothing coming, so they swap across. Flit up there and fragging, looking good with 17 to his name. A little slower here from FORZE. They indeed have been checked in the past couple rounds, not winning the early fights. Confidence knocked. See how they answer back at the moment. Yeah, just really slowing things down. I think we do need to see a coordinated push coming in from them. Ooh, beautiful stuff from Fame. Really well read. Oh, and the body falls down into Pop Dog as well. Comical, but advantageous for SG.PRO to get the opener. 50 seconds left thereabouts for FORZE to make a move, and once again they find themselves a man down. A really aggressive position here from Keith coming in. Flashes behind him. Beautiful flick. Really well done. Once again, the aggression seems to have been a lot more successful for SG.PRO. Not crazy aggression, just kind of like posted up aggressively, if that makes sense. Oh, yeah. Sinator on the edge of the smoke. They are absolutely loving it.
Ooh, great flash from Amazer. Sinator thought he could have eaten that and still landed the shot. And the difference from SG.PRO, and agree or disagree with me here, Scriv, I'm all for open conversation. The beginning of the CT half from SG.PRO was more willingness to fight, very aggressive. It's what FORZE wanted. But now they've settled into their setups. They're holding extremities. They're getting control of what matters. For example, ladder, having an op, worry about Ivy. The rotates to B are clean. And it seems like a lack of ingenuity from FORZE, whom really are expecting SG.PRO to fight, but it's not happening anymore, and they have yet to really respond to that.
Yeah, I think so, right? It's kind of what I was touching on Keys there. It's not like he's pushed all the way in or he's taken a super early fight, but like walked his way in, played a bit of contact, gone, oh, there's no one here. Okay, let me hold this aggressive angle. And the flash comes through. It's not like the play is bad from FORZE. Flash comes in and whatnot, but it's behind him because they expect him, you know, to be holding from the upper hallway, as it were, all the way at the other end of the halls, rather than super close at ramp. So I think it's somewhere in between what they've been doing, right? They've not moved into a super passive setup-based style, but that rushing in, trying to force the early fight, definitely seems to have fallen by the wayside. So yeah, it's somewhere in between, and it's really, really working here. And we see another pause come in. FORZE kind of last chance saloon here, right? Again, as we've talked, to remain in the groups and everything, they have to win 2 best of 3s when they lose this one. You go into the elimination, then you go into the decider. So yeah, it's an awfully long road back, as it were. And there's not much time to adapt here, Keith. We'll see. B bomb site looks to be the next port of call here for FORZE.
That nade is going to be great. Look at the damage FORZE are taking trying to get out here. Are you fire to hold the lane? And it's just kills from FORZE out of nowhere. Aggression. But will spark it, and the nade lands into FaceCrack's pocket on his chest coat. And it's just kills from Keys over and over. A missed shot from SG.PRO. Make it 2. They're just taking shots at this point. And the ops make the retake look so, well, maybe pretty wasn't the best choice of words. Make it look so simple? I'm at a lack for words. Definitely messy is probably better. But hey, rounds are out for the CT side. FORZE missing some shots. Cannot get aggressive like SG.PRO did on their T side, pushing the back lanes of trains, trying to get close up and personal to that Z rotator. None of that worked out. SG.PRO, hey, these guys are outfielders in the MLB. They're throwing nades perfect, spot on, and right-clicking their teammates, because that's fun.
That's so much damage. Oh my god. That's harsh. Oh, Senator, though, trying to make up for it. Perfect opener coming in from him. That's what they needed. Where FORZE, unbeknownst to them, had a bit of an advantage early on because of the right click. They've now lost that, unfortunately. Senator in such an aggressive position by himself, taking so much control. Flip will creep out, finds one. SG.PRO takes down RU Fire. Nice little assist from Keys, of course. And now it is SG.PRO on the recovery. Still this player in on the bomb train. The Molotov not quite good enough to push him off. He's trying to make up for his previous mistakes. Misses the flick down. Underneath his scope was SG.PRO. So it's still a man advantage. Retained only just though with SG.PRO being on 18 HP. Great little Molotov coming in to deny the bomb plant for now. Senator going to creep forwards with this AWP. Needs to go huge. Needs to find at least one. Needs to check his angles. He will, and he takes down SG.PRO. Here we go. 2 versus 2 looking a lot better. Misses the flick onto the player at the E-box. At the very least spots him out. It's Jerry who's creeping in. FaceCrack going high as well. May just have missed the mark, but Jerry coming in for the backstab will not miss. Leaves everything onto Dire to find the 15th for SG.PRO. Easier said than done at this point. They might not expect him here. The wide swing from FaceCrack is punished, but leaves him on 6 HP. Jerry, so long as he just has a decent position, decent timing, it shouldn't be too difficult here. No kit available for Dire, and he's just hoping, you know, that Jerry comes towards him, but it's not going to be the case. Jerry's in the perfect spot to play the bomb, and just going to patiently wait. Dire, with 6k, by the way, for some reason, does not have a kit.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's he doing?
Great banter, but I think it would be difficult for him here anyway on only 6 HP.
Oh. He did that without
one, mate. A little bit risky, isn't it?
What do you think's gonna happen? A lot of players gonna go, what did I hear? Just like, what's going on? Is there bunnies out here? Like what? Like there's nothing jumping. No kit. Honestly, should have just taken the save. Let's be honest. He should buy full utility in a kit here. Weird. There's like money management, and then there's over money management. I feel like they should just full commit on this one. Let Senator get utility. I don't think $1,000 extra is really gonna make the difference if you lose this. Same with RU Fire. I think he might have had full utility, but hey, I'll nitpick if it comes back in their faces. Direct be holding that ramp position. His rotator is going to be in the form of RU Fire. He will be the man coming over. And there's that Molly bought up. He'll smoke his side of bomb, and they're trying to get down ramp still. The Molly will separate them. SG.PRO will start to pick them apart, and just look at the damage from the nades. Helmazer pushing this oil train. Can he get more than the one? He has to, and he does. And not a single kill back yet from SG.PRO. There it is from Fame. Up close and personal. Dire still alive. They lost track of him. They need a GPS because this man is everywhere, and they don't know where he's gone. 15 for SG.PRO. On top of that, this buy is going to be so much better than FORZE's, it won't even be funny.
Oh, man. As soon as they find their way back in, just immediately shut out. Sucks. Absolutely sucks. But we'll see here. Hopefully they can indeed find their way back in on the FORZE side. Because they were looking good at one point on this T side. They were really making mincemeat out of SG.PRO, but it has just completely turned on its head. It's a little crazy to see FORZE hitting a solid brick wall here. What is it? 4 in a row, and then, you know, kind of the 5th being returned pretty quickly from SG.PRO. That's really good. That's really cool. RU Fire going to open up keys as well, finding another. Getting harder and harder, and Almazer is on the other side of the map, so they can't really rush straight into that B bomb site and try and overwhelm it, and this is where it becomes very difficult. You know, the quick rotations, the quick preparations from SG.PRO to keep them at bay. There is no gap. There is no area, really, if you look on the minimap, that they can exploit, so it's going to be hard here. It's going to be really hard for the remaining 3 FORZE players.
And now with the advantage man-wise for SG.PRO and with RU Fire in ladder, they can keep 2 towards B. Flashes is all they really have to enter here. He's top blue, missed shot. He'll perish and hang on. The Deagle from Exapower. He'll go ahead and pick up his primary gun, the op. And with Fame falling, they kept trying to go forward, but the flank from RU, Jerry. Good trades. Exapower. He's creeping. He's crawling. Senator knows he's weak. He's on the USP, and timing is for Exapower. Just when Senator turned away, the moment he stops looking back there is when Exapower will peak. And they only need 2 more rounds to get us to OT. And more importantly, they have forced SG.PRO on a save, which means we're going to round 30. And that is where the full buys will come out once more.
Hot damn. Never easy for SG.PRO, is it? Never easy. Got a feel for them in that sense, but FORZE overtime the best they can hope for. SG.PRO looking to do the dirty to FORZE, win it 16-14. Would feel good to do it back to somebody else. Outside stack coming in, but it is going to be ripped apart here. Yeah, not a chance. No frags coming in at all. Dire trying to spam through, nothing happening. In with the knife, it's hopeful. But there you are. FORZE going to get the 14th on the board pretty quickly. I mean, that's kind of what SG.PRO wanted, though. A nice little throwaway coming through from them. But now we look to the buy round. We look to see what it is they're going to be pulling out. The AWP is in play. The utility is lacking on a couple of the players. They do have a kit here. No head armor at all, Keith, which is cool. I kind of like that when you're in this desperate situation. You know they're going to have AKs, so why would you? Keys goes for it, I guess. Doesn't want his aim thrown off, maybe.
Yeah. I think maybe he's just out of his mind. Same time, he does have 30 kills. 30 and 18. From opping to rifling. Senator's up there. Dire the same. And I did say yesterday I want to see more SG.PRO. I'm ecstatic at what they've put up again today on Train. It would be heartbreaking if this ended up going to OT for them, because they've had a lot of close games as of late. You look at all the recent matches, most are pretty close, or at least hit double digits. These guys know how to game. And can they do it against FORZE? Will the upset commence? Are you fire immediately in towards ladder? An Ivy boost with the op on Keys to double look over this double stack. A lot of pressure on Senator coming through the smoke. Amazer was hoping to catch them both looking. Not going to be the case. And how do they get out of T-Con? How does Flint take a fair fight? Well, he baits the shots from Fame. That'll do. And Power finds Senator. All of a sudden, man, advantage for FORZE. He knows the importance of a pick. He just simply can't fish hard enough for one. And FORZE will hit the reset. They'll fall back, not wanting to give a single fight to SG.PRO, Scriv. It's going to come down to this B hit, and I think SG.PRO know. It comes down to timing. How quick can they clear Ivy to get numbers to B?
Oh, now you fire. He had a great opportunity on the flank, but he opts against it. Reckons, you know, maybe there's someone holding it. He's in a really passive position here on the B bomb site as he rotates in. To deal with him. He lands the first. Looking good. They'll push forward, so they do need to be a little careful here. From the sidewalk position. Flip. Perfect timing from him. Keys coming in with the trade, though. The Orpa doing all the work right now. Peeks up, spots out another. Meanwhile, Dire, secret position here. He's been waiting for so long. Wins the fight against Face Crack. That's absolutely huge. Power has to clutch it out to take us to overtime. There's no kit available. Shot's going to be missed by both Orpas. The gap beginning to close. Keep your eye on Dire moving in. You know, he's going to try and find a distracted Power here, who has to creep forward, has to get aggressive, has to be proactive. Not going to happen, though, as Keys will take him down. And there you have it. SG.PRO will take it over the line. The instant leaves coming in from FORZE. They are going to be so frustrated at themselves. Yeah. They were in a great spot on that T side. Let it kind of slip in the middle of the half. Nearly pulled it back. And well, SG.PRO, finally, they get to give a taste of their own medicine across to some opponents. 16-14 on the victory there. Pretty good stuff.